Imagine getting called up in college to play on the Dream Team with Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. Oh, nah, I would sit on that bench the whole game. Yo, what's good, y'all? We're back again. Another video, another week. Today we're reacting to NBA The Dream Team 1992 full documentary. This video was requested right after I posted the Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson documentary. That video, the link is up there somewhere. I know there's a documentary on Netflix coming out about the current Dream Team, the one with LeBron, Kobe, that one. But yeah, we're gonna look at the old one first, this one, and then I don't know, I forgot when that documentary is coming out, but make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what other videos y'all want me to react to. We're gonna do this in episodes, so this is episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2. Let's get into it.
This group may well be the greatest team ever assembled.
This is a all-star lineup, though. Come on now. We got Jordan, Magic Johnson, arguably the best point guard in the league, arguably the best shooting guard in the league, arguably the best small forward in the league, all on the same team. And that's just the top 3.
20 years can go by pretty fast, and the world isn't gonna stop and wait for you to remember what it used to look like. 1992 was a time of change. New faces in America quickly transforming into cultural icons.
Good old Will.
None more so than the superstars of the NBA.
The Bulls have repeated.
I'm especially surprised at the part that all of them are technically rivals. So I'm surprised back then, when the game was a lot more rough and a lot less soft, that they were all able to come together and hoop without any, like, you know, rivalries or beef happening within. I don't know if anything happened, but I guess we'll find out.
Legends of the 80s lifted the league's profile to new heights. A fresh crop of players have blown the lid.
Is that Charles Barkley doing a fast break?
Their talents and their charisma made them more than just basketball players.
I am not a role model.
They were a new kind of star athlete whose popularity transcended the game.
Man said he's not a role model.
Is it the shoes? No, Mom.
And now the very best of them awaited their brightest showcase.
Why'd that look like
The
Serge
world's
Ibaka?
largest athletic stage, the Olympic Games in Barcelona, Spain. Even if no one truly realized the impact they would make there.
It's a watershed moment in the history of sports. not just the Olympics, not just basketball. It moved the culture along.
But in 1992, not everyone was ready for them. Not everyone thought pro basketball stars had a place in the Olympics.
This kind of thing had never, ever, ever been done. So there was a lot of, poking the bear, if you will, by people in my profession. Sports journalists and journalists in general were skeptical, angry, because this wasn't the Olympic movement.
The Olympic ideal had always been about amateur competition, which meant the United States had always sent basketball teams made up of college kids. Teams that dominated for decades.
Okay. So they're like, oh, okay, we
In 1972,
let's get the real
Soviet
boys to
Union
play.
was awarded a victory over the U.S. in a controversial gold medal game.
U.S. lost.
To this day, that American team still hasn't claimed their silver medals. But that result seemed like a fluke when the Americans got the gold in their next 2 Olympic appearances.
U.S. has its 9th gold medal.
While the U.S. celebrated, though, the rest of the world was catching up. So in 1988, when the Soviets won again,
Catching up is a
there was
bold
no
take.
talk of any fluke.
The United States goes home with a semi-final loss to the bigger, more experienced USSR team.
USSR.
I was embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
I know some of the guys left their medals there in the room. They didn't want to take them home. And here we are, USA on our chest, and we didn't get the job done.
But the amateur ideal had gotten muddled. While NBA players were prohibited from Olympic competition, Professionals from other leagues abroad could play.
If you played in Europe for money, you were an amateur, but if you played in the NBA for money, you were a professional. And so our players weren't eligible.
Those other countries were using pros. Playing against 18, 19-year-old kids, that is really unfair.
Changing the hypocrisy, though, was a central goal of a European named Boris Stankovic, the head of FIBA, the World Basketball Federation.
He was very much intent on lifting basketball up to the highest possible level of international sports. And
I did not know
the world
this.
knew that the very best players in the world were not participating in the Olympics. That made it
They're
a
college
second-class
players
event.
doing this.
So in 1989, Stankovic issued a resolution to allow pros from all leagues to compete in the Olympics. But back in America, the NBA was lukewarm to the idea.
We wanted to be good partners with FIBA to grow the sport of basketball, but we weren't particularly anxious. We didn't know what it would mean. We didn't know if our players would want to do it. We didn't know what the logistics were, but the vote passed and NBA players were eligible for the Olympics.
Now the issue wasn't about whether American pros could play, but whether the best players wanted to play.
The one guy that, that we were a little concerned about was probably Michael.
The thought back then was Michael Jordan plays 36 holes of golf 90 days during the summer. What the hell is he going to be doing playing basketball?
I was hoping they would not ask me to participate.
Of course he was.
I was trying to figure out a way graciously that I could decline. I'd done the Olympic thing before, and when Rod Thorne called me and asked me,
Such a Jordan move.
gun-ho about it.
My appeal to him was, you're the top player in the world. This is bigger than the NBA Finals, and, we need you. His thing, well, who else is playing? I mean, are all the good players going to play? I'm not going to play by myself.
So Michael Jordan waited to hear more. And Rod Thorne made his next call.
So he was a follower, not a leader.
It was a no-brainer for me. I was in from day one.
That's a leader right there.
If I jumped in first
and
said I wanted to play, that would get guys to want to participate as well.
I think if Magic wasn't on that team, I don't think it would have been as spectacular as it was. And to finish out our careers, that was important for both of us.
Once you get guys like Magic and Larry committing to the team, then all of a sudden it becomes something very, very special. Representing the USA is already a tremendous honor, but to know that you're going to be on a dream team is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Magic, Bird, and David Robinson weren't alone in their pride.
They called in the big guns.
Patrick.
We're the Navy SEALs that we had to go over there and kick butts and take names.
Yeah, me.
With those stars and the Utah Jazz tandem of John Stockton and Karl Malone, the dream team was starting to take shape.
Carl.
It don't matter if you call me last. I got the call.
I didn't feel like that I deserved to be called, but I truly wasn't going to tell them that.
Good cap.
I was like, yeah, I'm in. I didn't even think to say who else was on the team. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Yes.
Chris Mullin.
Charles Barkley's ability was never in question.
This man is getting a haircut while...
Want us to win the world championship.
I don't know if I go that far, Charles.
No, I talked to him the other night.
I learned early.
I talked to him the other night.
What I say. So from this day forward,
It's good
I'm
cap.
gonna say what the hell I want to say.
Yeah.
And some people gonna like it, and some people gonna dislike it.
That's me. That's me on this channel.
The least of the committee's concerns
Raw and
about
uncut.
what Barkley would say.
I ain't gonna cover up for anybody.
I was asked to talk to him. He was so honored that we would even think about asking him. He convinced me that you won't have any problems with me.
Now, with the team nearly complete, Rod Thorne had enough talent secured to go back to where he started.
Representing my country.
Who's
was a
men
big
think he
thing.
is? Thanos?
But I think, the biggest motivation for me was now I get to spend time with some of the guys I compete against all the time.
Portland's Clyde Drexler rounded out the list of NBA players, while the final spot on the roster was reserved for an amateur, Duke's Christian Laettner, coming off back-to-back NCAA titles.
Never heard of this guy. That's clutch. That guy celebrated and slipped.
Laettner might have been the team's biggest star, but on this team, he was fine with being the last guy on the bench.
Sure.
I tell people this all.
Imagine getting called up in college to play on the dream team with Magic Johnson, Larry. But oh nah, I would sit on that bench the whole game.
And it may shock them, but my most enjoyable year was my freshman year because they don't expect nothing from you except carry the luggage, do the laundry, and get our donuts, and that's easy. The harder thing is to be the leader.
By May of 1991,
look at this team. This is a me at my ripe young age knows almost everybody in this picture.
2 months before the Olympics, the team was set. 1 college kid and 11 future Hall of Famers. The man charged with putting it all together was the unflappable Chuck Daly.
Okay, all set?
I'm set.
Oi.
Chuck looked the part.
That boy had
He
his
was the guy
collar up.
that looked like he owned the arena, but he would also push the broom.
His hair was beautiful. His suits were immaculate. He
Handsome
win,
is the word,
but
sir.
He wanted to look good.
As the head coach of the Detroit Pistons,
But saying your
Daly
hair
did
looks
both,
handsome doesn't make
winning
sense, does it?
back-to-back championships in 1989 and 90.
The Pistons are winners and still champions of the world.
The Pistons were nicknamed the Bad Boys
Yeah.
for their aggressive and some said dirty style of play.
Mhm.
Never more evident than in their memorable playoff battle with Michael Jordan's Bulls.
Michael on the move against Vinnie Johnson to the
Yeesh.
Michael Jordan goes down hard.
Detroit and Chicago had no
Oh.
love for each other.
So when Daly was named the Dream Team coach, many wondered how he'd handle working with the Bulls' biggest star.
I was being asked to wrestle with some demons and some issues.
But the coach was well acquainted with the task of managing personalities.
He coached the bad boys. And if you can coach those, you can coach anybody.
All right. All right, that's 12 minutes in. We are going to stop it there because my camera's about to die. I'm probably going to charge it up and react to the rest of this today. I'm going to try to get it all done. But yeah, if you want to see episode 2, like this video. If I get to, let's say 60 likes. If this video gets 60 likes, I will drop episode 2 for this. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video.
I'm just talking on this beat, like it's just you and just me. We can say it's side out of